How you doing, Des? Are you looking at the camera? No, you're not looking at the camera. Now I have gotten advice to put a little treat on top of the camera, and then maybe you would look at the camera, but I don't even think that would work.
I've been a writer, I've been a mess, I've been a dreamer, I settled for less. I've been a fire, I've been the rain, I've been a circle, closing again. But you can trust me with your heart, 'cause I know what it's like to fall apart. Hold your breath, take a leap, I got your back. Don't be scared, I can lead you through the track.
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I hope you had a great week. I had an amazingly insane week. The temperatures were the wind chill was like 27 below zero. My city shut down because of all the snow. Tuesday was my birthday, and I did not see one human being on my birthday. I was so grateful for Facebook because people would say happy birthday, and I was like, thank you. I am still part of the world. But yeah, it was an amazing storm. And the other thing that made this week so crazy is I got the results back from my ancestry DNA test, and I can't even begin to tell you. The results are they're dramatic. Well, I mean, you guys know me. You know that, I am sensitive and I take things to heart, and I have a tendency to be, dramatic. But I think by anybody's standards, these results are pretty shocking. So I took it hard this week. I cried a lot of tears, and I'm happy, I'm wistful, I'm sad, I'm excited. This is the adventure of my lifetime, and I'm afraid if I keep talking about this, I'll cry. And I'm not starting out this video crying. I don't know why this January was so challenging for me this year, but my skin just got so chapped from the snow and the wind and the cold, and I didn't know what to do, so I just stopped using all my skincare, my retinol, my vitamin C, my serum. I just stopped it all. I didn't know what to do. But I do remember my dermatologist told me years ago that his favorite brand that he would recommend for me was Eucerin. And I use Eucerin anyway, so all I did was use Eucerin in the morning, at night, and I coupled it with my L'Oreal 10 oil butter. And this is I've talked about this for, 30 years. But this is a 10 oil butter balm, that is available in drugstores. But for some reason, those two products together in the morning and at night, there was a healing feel to it, because it just felt like a salve on my face. And slowly but surely the redness went away, the pain went away, and it didn't feel chapped. And I still haven't incorporated my skincare back into my routine. I just feel like I need a few more days of everything just being calm. I don't know about you, but hands down, one of my very favorite things in January was my beloved humidifier. I mean, a lot of times I will forget to drag that out until winter is half over, but boy, in the winter I get so swollen up from allergies, and the air is so dry. So I plug that humidifier in, and it makes such a difference in the fluid in my face and how I'm breathing. And Yeah, so I love my humidifier, and also I love my jade roller. In January, this little thing got a real workout. I keep mine in the refrigerator, and I think a lot of us here use jade rollers, but for me, when I have a lot of swelling from my allergies, you know, just dry heat or whatever, you know, this does really help an awful lot for me to sort of, you know, help my circulation and just help with drainage. So that sounds so awful, doesn't it? It helps with drainage, young man. And, you know, because I was having so much swelling around my eyes, I did try a new product. And this is called Skin Nutritions. And I picked this up at Marshall's. I think, you know, probably, you know, right around Christmas time. And I didn't think much of it, you know, it's just another one of those things. But, oh, I started to really love it. And it's, you know, ice cold, and it's a nice little serum that goes around my eye, and I really like it. So this is absolutely one of my favorites for January and probably for the rest of the year. You know, I think this video could turn out to be a drinking game. You know, every time I say the word dry, you take a drink. But it's true. My lips got so dry in January, and I rediscovered the butter lipsticks from NYX. Have you used these? I'm sure you have. I mean, they came out in like 1940, but oh, they're so buttery and wonderful. And I mean, of all the drugstore lipsticks, probably the NYX butter lipsticks probably have the most moisture. So they helped my dry lips a lot. This is a swatch of it. Isn't that pretty? This is called Dry Lips in the Winter. No, it's not. I just made that up. That would be a nice name. Romance in the Winter. Another one of my favorites in January is a rose water that I've been using that has aloe herbs in it and hyaluronic acid. But oh, this rose water smells so good. But it's by Reviva. I showed it in a video a few weeks ago, and so many of you asked me about it. But I don't really use this as a setting spray for my makeup. I mean, I will if it's a special occasion because it makes me glow, like red carpet glow. But what this is good for is in the morning. You know, if you just want something very quick and nourishing, but you don't want to, you know, take the time with a cream or something, you can just spritz this on your face, and it just makes your skin so, I don't know, dewy and pink, and it's just, I don't know, just the smell of rose water. I just love it. About a year and a half ago, I noticed my hair started to thin out. So I have done everything I can think of to try to make sure my hair is healthy. So one of my favorite things that I do, well, that I did in January, but that I do now all the time, is I brush my hair. I brush my hair every single night, at least 100 strokes, and that stimulates my scalp, and I've noticed some new hair growth, and I think, I'm wondering if, I know a lot of the gals are derma rolling their scalp, and I'm wondering if that isn't similar to just brushing your scalp, because both are getting blood to the surface of your scalp, and I don't know, but I don't know. Brushing to me is a little bit easier than derma rolling my scalp, but you know, I don't know, whatever floats your boat. Anyway, so I've been brushing my hair. So brushing my hair is a big deal, and plus it's relaxing and I enjoy it. And the other thing that I enjoy is this is my Maui. It's called Maui Moisture, and it is a, let me read it to you, it's a vanilla bean hair butter. Anyway, I've gone through 2 of these. The smell of this is so wonderful, so sexy. I don't exactly know what that means, but let's just go with it. It smells so good. If you have trouble at all with frizzy hair, I leave this on for 10 minutes after I shampoo, and it's like a salon treatment for me. You know, my next favorite I didn't find on my own. I was watching somebody that I love to watch, and I can't remember who, but they were talking about the CoverGirl Invisible Concealer for underneath your eye. And so I ran out and got it, and I can't remember who it was who told me to do that, but I love it. I absolutely love it. It's very small. So if you're used to the Shape Tape, this is just going to seem downright puny. But I love it for two reasons. It is so bright, but not weird bright, just bright. And it just covers like crazy, and it doesn't crease, oxidize, or do anything weird. It plays really well with my moisturizer, my sunscreen, and my foundation. So the CoverGirl Invisible Under Eye Concealer, yeah, it's good. I like it. You know, one of the very first videos that I ever did was my very favorite foundation for women over 60, and it was by Circa. And I loved everything Circa. Eva Mendes just created this beautiful makeup line, and I just loved it. And then all of a sudden, they just went out of business. And I know some of you tell me that at least last year you were saying that still in your Walgreens there were still some displays. Mine disappeared in Michigan 2 years ago. So anyway, I was in the Dollar General, and on the floor was this big box of Circa makeup, and I couldn't believe it. So I think probably what happened is Circa liquidated, and so Dollar General just got all this makeup for pennies on the dollar. And I couldn't believe it. There was like this beautiful palette. This ran, I think, like $22 when it was in Walgreens, and this beautiful highlight. They had a concealer stick and their BB cream, and so many of the ladies that said, they wrote me and said, well, I really didn't think that much of their foundation, but their BB cream was absolutely fantastic. But I never got to try it because, I mean, they were gone. So anyway, at Dollar General, they were selling Circa makeup for $2 per item. So I got all of these for $2 a piece, and I tell you, I was absolutely thrilled. The BB cream is fantastic. The highlighter is so beautiful. Just pink and just gorgeous in every way. The other thing that I got that I love is the Cinematic Smoky Eyeshadow Palette. And I have been wearing this every day since I got it. So January, I mean, I can't get enough of these colors. And I so wish that I could find a palette that is like this, that like is still being manufactured, because the only place that I can get this palette is eBay. And then, you know, then you run into like, how old is it? And I did see some of the reviews on this, and they said they love the colors. They never saw colors like this before, but that they thought the shadows were patchy. And I thought that too at first when I was using it, and then as I got more into the pan, I started to realize that, oh, they got better and better and better. You know, I just love the colors in this palette, and it's so hard to describe how I feel that they're so beautiful, but it's like with each color, it's like there's only 1 degree of separation. And I think that's what makes it so interesting to me, is it's so subtle, and the shades are just, they're just very sultry, and they're browns and golds, only different. So anyway, this palette will never come again. I think I'm going to break down and probably, you know, maybe get one more from eBay and keep it in my freezer. I also wanted to say that the thing that I loved in January were my Barefoot Dream socks. Look at these. These are so wonderful. You want to talk about spoiling yourself. And Desi got a designer Barefoot Dreams vest, sweater. I mean tonight it's like going to be 30 below zero wind chill. So I mean, this is so wonderful and perfect. And this was sent to me by a wonderful woman, and you know who you are. And I thank you so much for being so kind to me and Desi, and something warm for winter. I mean, is there anything better than that? I don't think so. Well, I guess it's pretty obvious that one of my very favorite things in January was getting my test results back from my DNA at ancestry.com. And I'm going to do a series of videos on it for those of you that might be interested in my journey. My test results were shocking to me. And I found a half brother, and we share the same mother, and he is a politician here in Michigan. And I don't suppose I can really say his name. I'm not sure how that etiquette works. I have not contacted him yet. But the pieces are coming together, and the circumstances around my half-brother are very dramatic. And my mama was only 18 years old when she had her baby. And if I had only known what my mother went through, how she had her child and how she lost her child, if I had only known that, I really feel my relationship with my mother would have been so very different. I am predominantly Irish. My family came in 1850. They made the journey over from Ireland to the United States. On my father's side, I still don't know who my father is. I've never even seen a picture, and I don't really have a name. But I have connected with first cousins and second cousins, and I'll be able to see a picture of who my father was. And I know who my half-brother is. And I am reconnecting with so many cousins that I haven't connected with since I was a little girl. I've talked to my cousins from all over the United States. And we're all excited, and we all get on ancestry.com at night, and we work on our family trees, and it's really exciting. It's inspiring and fascinating. And my great-great-grandmother, my family is from Central Ireland. I had no idea that there was such starvation there. 50,000 people a year died of hunger, of starvation, and there's stories written in there of my ancestors, boiling cabbage to keep their children alive, and finally my great grandmother, she was the one that pushed to come to the United States. And I mean, she had children. Ireland was her home. That's where her family was. That's where she was raising her children. But she was willing to get on a boat and go to the United States, where they were hostile to immigrants, and they were hostile to Catholics, but she was willing to do that to save her children from starvation. And just the stories of how she stood up to my great-great-grandfather, and just saying, I'm not going back into that house until you agree that we're going to find a better land, a better place, so our children can live. That's her story. And that's part of my story. What would you do? How far would you go? How brave could you be if your child's life depended on it? Over 1 million people from Ireland migrated to the United States between 1850 and 1900. That's a lot of people. A lot of brave, brave people. I am so proud of my ancestors. I am so proud. And without their bravery, I wouldn't be here. And so I feel like I owe it to them to learn their story and to tell their story. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell their story. Desi and I were thinking about doing a tag called My Dog Does My Makeup. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Des? Would you like that? No, I don't think so. Anyway, everybody, have yourself a wonderful brand new week. And when you're done with your week, come back and see us, okay? Okay, it's a deal. Are you looking at the camera? I bet you're not looking at the camera. Are you going to look at the camera? Are you going to look at the camera?
My